lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. You know, nobody's perfect. It's fucking McDonald's. It happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So fuck, it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So her, all that animosity and shit that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me, I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative shit she's saying about, you know, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, you know, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
All right, man. Real talk. What's going on with Detroit? Or Metro Detroit, all right? We had the McDonald's incident. I think all this was Thursday. We had the McDonald's incident. I'm going to talk about that. We had the Benihana's incident in Dearborn. I don't know who go there. We'll talk about that. And then we had the Taco Bell incident, right? So we'll start with the McDonald's thing, right? So apparently a worker at McDonald's sent her manager or whoever to the upper room. Check out the current Detroit news playlist. She sent her to the upper room. I don't know which McDonald's this was at. Y'all probably know better than me. Maybe I'll find some clips and I'll talk about it, right? So she stabbed her, sent her to the upper room. And there were videos on the internet about her talking about her manager, her situation with her manager, and how she was a bully. She didn't know how to talk to people. She didn't know how to manage people. And, you know, basically she would hold personal vendettas and send her home. And people got bills to pay. When you play with people's money and the poverty is real, and I love to see these young Gen Zers and whatever else, the alphas, whatever, I don't think they're old enough yet, who want to work. And she wanted to work, and you know, it was a guy that worked on my job now that, like, you know, he was like, why you end up applying here? He was like, well, Dave's Hot Chicken wasn't giving me enough hours, so, you know, I applied here, and then it's more hours, more money. And I'm like, yeah, I used to work in a restaurant service. I think it's more for people in high school and in college or doing a trade, in my opinion, just my opinion, because the hours are scarce there unless you're in management, right? But it's also a good team building mentality to have, you know, to learn to work with people, you know, whatever. But so she's complaining, and like I said, I've seen it. You know, when you start, it was a whole thing on TikTok about a couple months ago about, you know, having black females as your manager or as your bosses and stuff. And me personally, you know, I've dealt with black women my whole life, so I don't take it personal. I know what it is. I just want to do my job and go home. That's it, right? That was always my mentality. You can't win an argument with a woman. It's just, you can't win it. So why even play the game? Just do your job and go home. But most people most people are not equipped with those things to understand what's going on, right? And for most part, she at McDonald's. She probably couldn't do anything better. She probably was trying to get her resume up, and she sent her to the upper room, right? And when she sent her home, and you got to understand, a lot of women are emotionally unstable to begin with. They thrive off their emotions. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the lady's video and her complaints and all that, you know, that should have been addressed by the superior. Whoever was head over there, that should have been addressed. If you know, and then young people, you go through the chain of command. If it's really that greasy, even before you look for another job, okay, you try to sit down with the supervisor. She ain't no good. Try to go above her. That don't happen. Go above her. It don't happen. Then, you know, for the most part, it's time for you to leave and get another job. But people are mad at the young lady for sending her to the upper room. But how do you treat people? You can't be gossiping, talking about people, having a personal vendetta, playing with people's money, and not expect consequences and repercussions. You cannot expect that. And I ain't saying what she did was right. It was wrong. But you cannot talk and treat people and play with people money in that way and manner, bro. Especially women. Especially women. Because if it's that time of the month or they feel a certain way, they chaotic. Then you will tell them personal business, oh, I got this medical thing going on. And then they will sit there and tell the job. They'll tell everybody the job, joke at you. Like, no, like, I mean, honestly, if what that girl is saying is true, that I don't like that. I don't like that in general. Don't be telling people business, dog. Don't be treating people any type of way. Treat people how you want to be treated until they start tripping. Then, for the most part, if this is true what she said, she got what she deserved. And I ain't saying it was right. I ain't saying it was right. That's not what I'm saying. But she got what she deserved. So many people walk around here who don't have no manners, who don't say excuse me, who don't have no respect for people that walk right by you and not say excuse me and get in your way. They have do you understand how quick most situations can be avoided with a simple, oh, excuse me, or I didn't mean to bump you, or I didn't mean to, do that. Hey, I apologize, man. My bad, man. I didn't mean. How quick that can diffuse something. How somebody can bump you and they walk by you like, fuck you, nigga. Like now you like, what up? But if they bump, oh man, my bad, bro. I didn't mean to do that, man. Excuse me. I'm in a little bit of a rush. All right, man, you good, brother? You good, sister? You know what I'm saying? But if you at your locker and somebody just go by you and don't say nothing, you like, yo, hold on, kid. You know, but it's like, hey, excuse me, I just need to get there for a second, bro. You gotta go ahead, man. Take your time. How your tone, how you talk to people, how your diction and your vocabulary, the words that you use. Everybody, a lot of these, whole thing with women walking around with RBF, resting bitch face. That's inviting evil to come to you. That's inviting negativity. So walk with a smile, walk with a nice demeanor, have that demeanor. Be more pleasant because that's going to and treat people better. Your whole demeanor and then how you treat people, that's going to invite more positive energy into your life, more positive things. But that is what it is. So then you had the situation at Dearborn Benihana where the cook apparently upped the blicky at the waitress because the waitress says he was moving too slow. And I'm assuming he was the cook at the table. That Benihana's I don't go to. So he upped the blicky at her. And it's about how she said it. When you got 7 people sitting at a table at Benihana's and they embarrass you like that, you don't know what type of day people be having. That's why I always try to be meek and graceful to people. You just don't know you don't know what people be going through. And your little nudge like that can just send them over the top. And most of these young people today, they don't know how to speak to people. They don't lead with respect. They don't have a deep vocabulary. It's very belligerent, ignorant. They don't have no sense of respect. And you don't know what people be going through, bro. Like the conversations that I have with people in passing, like we might be at the gym in the sauna or just in passing, the conversations that you have, that shit that people go through, like, and that waitress probably was nasty. He probably felt it. Excuse me. He probably felt embarrassed. He just had enough. He was like, oh, all right, I'm about to go get the blicky. And it's unfortunate because what he did was wrong. But y'all women, y'all got to understand y'all women. Y'all got to understand how you talk to people. Because all this social media stuff, a lot of men are not about to put their life on the line to protect you. So a lot of y'all women is out on your own. How many stories? It was a story about the brother at the Walmart. His wife begged him to go to the Walmart in Florida a couple years ago. He just wanted to play the game. Went to Walmart. He did not come back. He went to the upper room. You might ask, what happened? A woman was getting beat on by her boyfriend at the Walmart. He intervened. All you want to do is stay home and play the game. He intervened, and he lost his life. So when brothers see stories like that all the time, you know what I'm saying, intervening and those type of things, and then, you know, she still be with the dude and they jump you. Like, brothers ain't doing it no more. Then it's the whole thing where the whole feminist versus male thing going on, and man, they like niggas like, so y'all better be careful. That's a man at the end of the day. No matter what he identify as or whatever, what side of the rainbow or whatever his pronoun, that's a man at the end of the day, dog. So the way you talk to people, especially when people around, like one on one, nigga might let you slide. All right, bro. But in front of people, you're like, all right, I'm moving too slow. Hold on. Let's see how fast you can move. And that's a ghetto ass Benihana. I never go there. All right, last story. So it was something that happened at Taco Bell on Ann Arbor and Telegraph. Yes, the one by Randazzo. The one not too far from Boneyard, right before you get to Warren and what's that? Red Lobster right there. If you come in, if you going southbound on Telegraph, right? So apparently, from what I read, the brother was or whoever it was, up the Blicky at the staff at Taco Bell because, you know, he put an application in and they didn't hire him. So, you know, most people had the most grace in the comments section was half of this person. I think it was a guy, I'm not sure. And at least he trying to do it the right way. And it's frustrating. You know, I listened to Babyface Ray and he said, you know, I couldn't get a job, so I started hustling. That's a lot of people's story, you know. Putting in applications, not getting pulled, trying to do it the right way. That's a lot of people's story, bro. Trying to do it the right way and they won't pull your application, and he just got frustrated. He probably got child support, he got bills to pay, he probably don't want to go to selling drugs, he probably don't want to rob people. He like, let me just get my foot on the ground. And that's why it's very important when you have the ability to work, go work. 16, 17, 18. Don't wait till you 25, 30, start building the work history. Build it now. Even that job you hate at 16 that give you 10 hours a week or whatever, you stick with it so you can say by the time you 18, I got 2 years, I spent here, 19, 20 years old, 4 years I'm here. Now they see you got longevity on your resume, you can get a better job. So that's how that works. But that's unfortunate that he did that. It's frustration. But guess what? This is why they need to probably have conflict resolution as a course on school, from elementary school all the way into college. People should have to be required to take conflict resolution. Learn to deal with your conflict. You can't always deal with conflict with physicality, with guns, with none of that. It really is never the answer. So, but hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hit the link in the description. You can follow me everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, X, other platforms. Want to donate, Cash App, Venmo, CJ Good 313, everything inside the link tree. Peace.